Welcome back, everybody. As of last time, we had a real whirlwind of a time with Arg interrogating, talking to the group while under the Zone of Truth spell. A lot was revealed alongside a shopping spree where the group met a very kind, very helpful Minotaur Smith who the group bought some items off. In the meanwhile, Talari had spoken to the head of necromancy, Yazas, and she was able to elucidate that maybe Kellenbor, along with Merkel, could at least help her in her goal. With which the group went to bed for the night after some training, and we now have Turygurtha and Thoradin in their shared room discussing Baal.
Yes, so as it seems, we will need a reasonable sacrifice to communicate with Baal.
Well, when you say reasonable, is this like a human? Is this like a rat? What are we talking about?
Well, it will be a human, I think. He does not strike me as someone who would be happy with a rat sacrifice.
I don't know. If you get a lot of rats, put them together, you can make a big body.
Not harder than trust me. I think you'll want a human sacrifice. Now, who do we think in this town
Humanoid.
deserves a humanoid sacrifice? Who do we think in this town probably deserves death? I suggest we go check out the prison.
Yeah, that's probably the best place. I mean, there isn't going to be any murderers walking about.
Probably not. Not in a town full of wizards.
We could ask the guards. I wonder if they have like a wanted list.
I mean,
Scratch one of the top names off.
maybe a bounty situation? Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, another question is, do they have the death penalty here? I have no idea what the decisions are on these things.
Yeah. Like a killing spell. Avada Kedavra.
There is a
I
killing spell.
don't know, I just see wizards point at things and things happen. Maybe. Oh,
Well, let's check it out then.
yeah,
We got time.
idea. So we'll go towards the usual prison area.
The city hall.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you can go to the city hall. So, walking around the city, you would have only just gone to bed. So it is around 7, 8 o'clock at night, potentially even 9. Going through the inn, it's still fairly rowdy and very busy in there as you head out. Walking over to the city hall, the busyness of the streets haven't really changed as you walk around. It seems that the wizards don't really keep to any specific time in their lives. They're just whenever they're up, they're up. Whenever they're asleep, kind of thing. So, it's generally speaking, the town is still fairly well lit and just as active as during the day.
That's not good.
So you enter the city hall, and the first thing you notice is that behind the reception area is that the warforged behind the desk has been designed in such a way that is friendlier to approach. While all the guards have very angular shaped bodies, you could almost like figure they have a permanent frown on their heads almost. It's not quite that way, but it's almost to give an air of aggression / like authority to them. But this face is a lot more rounded in their shape. Definitely a lot. If you feel a lot more comfortable in approaching them than you would normally compared to a guard.
Okay. I go over to him. Hello.
Hi there. Again, their voice is also a lot cheerier, chimier, whereas the voice of the guards are a lot more monotone and flat. This is very much a brighter Warforged.
Oh,
How may I be
oh,
of service?
well, we are newcomers to the city, and we just had a couple of questions.
I'm here to serve all your needs.
Really? Well,
Every
perhaps this will be
single
easier than
need.
I thought of.
Yeah.
So, do you have a death penalty here, or not?
As a general rule, I believe not, but I cannot speak of what the Archmage and the other wizards will decide.
Has anybody ever before been tried for death?
Not to my knowledge, no. I'm afraid not.
Right, right, that's good to know. What kind of thing would somebody have to do to get that kind of punishment?
Well, I'd imagine breaking the law in a way that would potentially end a life of some sorts,
A
or
necromancer, perhaps.
well, necromancy isn't strictly forbidden in this city. It is a legal method of study. However, the act of necromancy is generally performed out on Kellenbor's Island, so that it is kept away from the general populace.
Interesting. Interesting. No. So what you're basically saying is there's no need for like an executioner position or no.
To my knowledge, there is an executioner warforged. No.
Well, if you need help with that, we are your people.
You're a warforged as well.
No, no, that's wrong.
I had in my initial perceptions that you were a drow, were you not? And you are a dwarf.
That is true. I am a Drow. He is a dwarf. I mean more in the sense of if you need somebody to, you know, then you should contact us.
Well, you should have to talk to the Archmage about that then. Not to me, I'm afraid.
Oh, perhaps I will. Are there any prisoners at the moment?
There potentially may or may not be prisoners in the prison area. Why may you ask?
Why do you answer me in such a iffy way? I thought those of Warforged were very cut and dry. 1-0, right?
Well, we're a lot more human than that basic programming. It's not of my position to know or not know if there are people in the prison.
Whose
Only the
position is it?
guards will know for sure.
Sorry, who?
The guards.
One of the... Do I see a guard around?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. She goes over to the guard. Excuse me,
Citizen.
what do I even call you?
You can call me guard if you wish.
Hello, guard. Guard, how many prisoners are currently in this prison?
Are you a wizard? Are you of the master of the schools?
No, but I am very good friends with Arg.
Knowing the Archmage's name does not constitute as being one of them. I'm afraid you're not privy to that knowledge.
I understand. So basically what you're saying is, if I could get a note from Arg saying that me and him are besties, then you will totally tell me how many prisoners you have.
I would question why you would need to know that, but it's certainly within reason.
It's
Such a
all
provision.
in a manner of research, of knowledge. Isn't that right, Thoradin?
Yep. Just follow what the lady says.
Very well. Is there anything else that I can assist you with your query today?
Um, have you ever, or what knowledge do you have of Kalimvor's island?
It is an island that used to be the main burial ground for the populace of Tyr's Grace and some of Shantyr's Plains, but it is more recently known as a place where necromancy is performed as a way to prepare and warn, perhaps, of necromancer wizards of the powers of necromancy.
Just very slight question on your laws and everything, but would you consider it kind of illegal to start messing with a burial ground?
It's not my place to question that. There's already been decided by the wizards of the schools to
Well,
do so.
I see, so you lot are ones and zeros just with pretty faces, that's good to know.
Is there anything else I can use to assist you today?
No, that's pretty much it. We're getting nowhere. We'll just get out of your hair. Obviously, we don't want to waste any more of your time. As a, you're probably running low on charge. And she walks away.
You don't have a like top 5 hit list or anything? No bounty hunter list or.
We do not have bounty hunters in this city, I'm afraid.
Damn, that's boring. And he's gonna walk away.
It's a good spot on the question about the bounty hunters. I completely forgot.
Thought we'd exhaust every option.
It was worth a try. I do not think we're going to get a sacrifice here. We
No,
may have to wait a little bit longer.
This city is too secure. They've got too many warforged, and they're a city of wizards.
Yeah, I find that if you're trying to infiltrate the place, it's best if it's not protected by, people or things that are
Metal people.
very, very strict. Let us just go back to the relax, rest, and we will try to figure out how to talk to Baal another time. I may try pray to him, but I don't think it'll be enough.
Okay. Well, we'll be on the lookout for any sacrificial humanoids.
Opportunities.
People to kill.
Okay, so as we're walking out, Turi's just gonna look out for any possible wrongdoings.
So, what do you define as a wrongdoing? What kind of thing are you looking out for? Just because
So,
assault? Mm-hmm.
I mean, no offense to Thoradin or our recently departed, but stealing.
Oh,
Mhm.
come on. Gotta make a living.
Yeah, but come on, it depends where you're stealing from. You've got to take someone's life. What else am I looking for? Oh, breaking and entering.
Okay. So,
Hard to
thing-
find in a wizard city.
the thing about most of the people, they very much walk with purpose. Even before, outside the training grounds, the people you were accosting were very much still laser focused on what they were doing until you interrupted them. And that's generally what you see. People of very different robed colours, black, indigo, blue, red, gold, all sorts, all just either noses in their books or just walking in as straight a line as possible to their task. There's not really a lot of... You would certainly notice that that kind of wrongdoing very easily, and so because of that, so are the guards. And so generally there's not really a lot of that in this city, I'm afraid. You could certainly stretch it, and there may or may not be a few people who probably talk very abruptly to the guards and really treat them very well, but it's up to you to decide if that's enough of an opportunity for you or not.
Okay, I think that we'll just probably go to the room. I think you're right. It's too tightly bound, this city.
Yeah, there isn't much opportunity here.
Okay.
I suggest we just go back and rest, and sometime during the night while you sleep, I will pray to Baal and see if he answers.
Okay. So you go back to your room, again open the door, and you get to. Again, the inn was fairly precautious and fairly busy still.
Turi goes to the room, and then when she gets in there, she kneels down on the floor and starts chancing to just chill for a bit.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone wants to do during the night? Okay. During the night, Talari will wake up, slightly in pain, and then get to go back to sleep. And nothing else of that case. And that's it for the night. You will wake up. Get to go to breakfast.
As soon as I sort of it gets to an appropriate time, I'll go downstairs, start eating breakfast.
Can I wake up a bit early and go to the bank to get some money out?
Okay.
I
mean, the next today is when the banks had come back and they will confirm the numbers for you. So
it's more because I can't afford breakfast at the moment.
Well, breakfast comes with the room.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, okay. In that case, I'll just go and eat.
2 Goliath portions. Breakfast.
Well, you get the Half-Orc portion in the room.
Yeah, I'll take the Half-Orc portion this time.
Yep, you have breakfast. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Pretty much the same as what you've had the day before, and what you pretty much had at any other inn by average. It's sustaining, nice enough. Coffee's a bit bland, but that's about it.
I'll turn to the others and say, if we're going to be killing this necromancer fellow,
Arresting.
yeah, okay, Krusk.
Killing.
It's might be worth talking to the head of necromancy, seeing if they know of any way that we can overpower them. Any weakness they may have in their magic.
I mean, I have my better, but yeah, sure, let's do that too.
It seems like a good train of thought. Yeah, good approach. They also said they would give us the handcuff restraints as well, so we can get that up.
Yeah, we'll totally need those, right, Talari?
Sure, definitely. You know, I'm sure they'll become very useful.
Planning on having fun, are you?
I don't know what you mean. We will just do what Arg asks if those magic items are worth it.
We can also find out if the that money got counted overnight.
Yes, that would be nice to know.
That
Yeah.
would be very
Count
useful.
out that gold.
I mean, out of curiosity, how does everybody feel about Arg's offer? I understand magic items are a nice thing, but we have a good pocket of money. I fear for letting the High Priest get any further away from us.
The thing is, even if we took the day to kill the necromancer, and then were teleported to Tear Town or wherever we're going to be teleported to, that would still be less time than if we went there in horse and cart.
But that's the thing. Ark said that we could ask the bank without his letter of recommendation, and I don't know, I got a vibe from them before that they're pretty willing based on the amount of coin they're going to get.
The thing that concerns me is this priest will be no doubt guarded, maybe even an accomplished wizard himself. The more we have on our side, the better. If that is through magic items, then so be it. Short of an army, as Nadia once stated, magic items might at least help bridge that gap.
The other thing we might want to think about, if we if we ask the bank and they say yes, we will then emerge in the bank in Tier Town,
Which will no doubt
in the
cause-
middle
Yeah.
of the town.
No doubt cause
And-
a commotion and attention to me and Krusk.
Yes. Aren't you, like, your two shenanigans have made you pretty well known, I think?
Well, I believe we're officially wanted.
Could we not get you some kind of disguise?
Oh yeah, that's easy enough for me to do anyway. I've got minor illusion, I can change my face, but at the very least, all eyes would be on us if we just suddenly turned up in the bank. I wouldn't have, necessarily time.
Not unless we're acting as bank clerks.
Hmm.
We
I can
carry
buy-
money like they carry money. All we need to do is look like we are part of the system.
I could buy myself a hat or a mask.
I'm sure they've got outfits, Krusk.
Yes, okay, whatever you want to do.
I would like to buy a hat, if possible.
You have a
Okay.
helmet
Oh.
with your arm.
Okay,
Maybe we should get you a mask, Krusk.
I would appreciate a mask.
Full face
Oh,
helmet.
not again.
Here we go.
Preferably one that doesn't talk this time.
Because it was. Yeah.
I think it's worth
But he already did.
discussing with the bank
He did
just
say
to see what they say.
He did say the head of conjuration would slow down for us. Maybe this be again. My thought is to be well equipped for when we encounter this head priest, because let's face it, that's going to end in a fight.
Well, I need to go to the bank anyway, so it's worth discussing with them, just to see what they would say.
Options, then we know all the avenues.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth getting a price on that teleportation,
Yeah.
even though I'm a bit hesitant to invest in something like that.
Well, I'm sure if we say,
Well, we can get it for free.
I'm sure if we say we're willing to transport some money with us, saves them their people doing it. We're kind of, helping them out.
Doesn't seem likely they'd trust us with that.
Well, especially Thoradin, I suppose.
Depends on if they're they may not care about trust, they must just care about coin. We do not
Yes,
know
but
these
if they're
people,
going to
we
trust
have no
us with
idea
their
how they
coin.
consider things.
Well, again, with that letter of recommendation from Arg, I'm sure that will go a long way.
Everyone answers to the Archmage, so yeah.
Provided we help him, of course, and he gives us the letter.
Okay, so maybe...
There's
Krusk, can you
also
talk-
the thing to consider if we help him and he gives us the letter. That's if we get back alive. If we get fucking stabbed trying to get rid of this necromancer, that's going to put a hell of a crimp in our fucking plans.
I mean, true. That is also very true, but I feel we can... Well, okay. I've never faced a necromancer before, but we've been pretty good so far.
Well, we
Just
dealt
say.
with that town of undead.
Yeah.
How is this any different?
Oh,
Mm.
Because they're actively being intelligently controlled, and when you're on your last legs after dealing with 2 of them, another 5 turn up.
She makes a really good point.
Yes.
It's almost like she's been thinking about this.
This time will not be like the last.
Wait,
Oh, right.
We'll be better equipped.
Are you?
But again, I suppose we will have those magic items to again help. But question is if they're enough.
They only do so much. I absolutely bloody hate undead, Terry.
It does stand to reason that we at least ask the bank, without Og's help, and see how far we get. If they are willing to help us for a reasonable fee, then there's no reason to even endanger ourselves.
Yeah, I agree. And Ark will just get some other people to, do the thing. It'll be fine.
Exactly. Og's just using us for fodder anyway.
Convenience.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
All I'm really interested in is killing this high priest. Personally.
Mm.
Same after
It
asking
must be dealt with.
questions first.
For certainty.
Well, I guess might as well eat up, head to the bank, see where we stand, and then take it from there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mhm.
Just to confirm, we're level 5, aren't we?
Yes.
Mhm.
We are.
Yes, Krusk, we are. See, look, it says on my
Krusk is,
character sheet.
Krusk, you asked the weirdest of questions.
It's just
Don't you
just
see that level 5 stamp in your shoulder?
a weird
Right
thing
on
in
your
my
head.
head.
Alright, I think that's the plan then. We'll eat up and then head to the bank.
Mhm.
Toria's drinking her coffee.
Yeah, sure.
Does she
If
take
anyone leaves
does she
any of
take her
their
coffee
food,
black
I'll
out of
pinch it
interest?
Yes, yes, she does.
Apt. I would
If
imagine
anyone's left
Talari
any
drinks
food, I'll have it.
like green tea or something. Something herbal, I reckon.
Probably.
So yeah, so you finish up with your breakfast,
Mhm.
and you head to the bank.
Mhm.
So you go up to the clerk at the front, and it's the same guy you spoke to yesterday. He says, you're back. Perfect timing. We've got your we've cancelled your gold and split it up for you. We'd like to come over before we take it off to the vaults.
Cool.
So he ushers you into a side room.
All of us
So-
at
Side
once.
room private, sorry. Is anyone else in the side room?
Yeah, he offers all of you to go in, or 5 of you.
So it's all 5 of us and just the clerkman. There's no other clerks in there with other people.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. This could be a prime.
Mm,
So it's basically like a private room. Thoradin, it's the same room that you saw when you were trying to take steal from the bank in
From the
Haiss.
undead, yeah.
So it's the same private room, table with a bunch of chairs around. The clerk has a piece of paper on him and says, "Oh, please, take a seat. Take a seat. Is there anything we can get for you this morning? Any orange juice, apple juice, water?
No, we're fine.
Orange juice would be most pleasing.
Krusk,
Orange juice?
Do you have any ale?
Not this early in the morning, I'm
All of
afraid.
them.
Oh, come on.
Focus,
Isn't it-
people, focus.
guys.
You can drink it any time of the day.
Orange juice reminds me of my childhood.
Anyone else look at orange juice?
No. Oh, okay.
No.
No? Okay, very well. So, and he pours a glass of orange juice. And
Okay, I'll
goes
sip
to
it
Krusk.
very happily.
Yeah, it's a very weak orange juice,
Ah.
but it does the trick.
If anyone's
Um,
lucky, you'll see Crust's face kind of like full. You can't just like poke at like the liquid.
It's definitely been watered down.
Ah,
so-
cheap bastards.
What are you saying like they're
Yeah.
monetary?
He pulls out a piece of parchment and says, "So, across the bag of gold, silver, and gems, we counted a total of 675 pieces of gold, 179 pieces of silver, and 300. We valued the bag of gems at 360 gold pieces. We divided that between the 5 shares that you had said, and so that comes to 210 gold pieces, 2 silver pieces, and 2 copper pieces per share.
Nice.
Now, we still have the bag split out and for you. So if you wish, you could take them now, or we could just deposit them into your bag. So I know you are requested 1 share to be not put into a vault anyway. But is there any others
Nadia
that you wished
nods.
as well?
No, I prefer mine to be deposited straight away,
Could you-
please.
Deposit mine, but I'll take 25 of that with me now.
Well, because it's before it's deposited, you can certainly take more if you wish.
Oh. Okay, I'll take
It's-
100.
The,
with
the money,
me.
the money is yours before it's deposited, so it's up to you to decide.
Oh, great. Okay, I'll take 100 with me. Since we having to withdraw it later. So I'll
Okay.
count out
Like,
100
how much
pieces
can
from
we
the thing.
actually physically hold on us?
Physically, I mean, you have a coin purse.
Yeah.
That'll hold 25.
Right.
But in your backpack, you can hold certainly much more.
I'll take another 100.
Yeah, I'll take 100.
Okay. Do you want to count that yourself, or are you happy with us to just give you the 100 gold with that in a bag?
You can do that.
Is that the same for you, sir? Pointing to Krusk.
Yes, please. If you could count it, that'd be much appreciated.
Yeah. So I've got a bag of 210 gold, 2 silver pieces and 2 copper pieces to bring out, 2 bags of 100 gold pieces, 1 with taking out of you are Krusk, I believe. There's not
Yes.
many. And you are, madam?
Talari Vesuvia.
You Talari Vesuvia, so 100 gold off those twos. And if I have it correctly as well, you wanted 2 shares to go into the bank vault of Thoradin of Moradin City, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
That is.
Okay. Is there any gold you want to be taken out, sir?
I'll take out 55.
You want 55
Gold.
taken out very well
Yeah.
as well. Okay, do you want that in the bag or do you want to count out yourself?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you want it in the bag or do you want to count it out yourself?
I'll count out myself.
Knew it.
Sorry.
Very well.
Sleight of hand
Sorry,
rolls.
Rob's
Sleight of hand
against
rolls
the
are about to be made.
That's absolutely fine. Your bag will be recounted before it's deposited, just so you know.
There you go.
So he comes away and come back in with 3 people after about 5 minutes. This is the bag of 210 gold, 2 silver pieces and 2 copper pieces. He puts on the table. It's to, it doesn't say to who, but I assume who wants this bag.
Let's get into. Oh right.
That I assume is the one that Nadia
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
because she doesn't have a bank account.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So very
We'll
good. He
hold
hands
my hand
over
up for it.
the bag. to you.
Sorry, 200. I got 210 gold pieces, 2
Mhm.
copper pieces, and how many silver?
2 silver pieces.
2 silver pieces. Awesome. I'll add them to my thing.
Brings out another bag, and this is for Thoradin, for you to count out personally. So that's another bag full of 210 gold pieces, 2 silver pieces, and 2 copper pieces for Thoradin to count out for himself. And then 2 bags of 100 gold for Krusk and for Talari.
I'll put that in my backpack.
What time's Easton?
Is there anything else that I could do for you today? Any other deposits or?
We have a request to make of you, Citizen.
Talari, would you like to take this?
We have been speaking to the Archmage Arg, and
Okay.
we are in need of getting to Teartown relatively quick. He has suggested that we come talk to yourselves, so that we may use your teleportation magic to teleport us 5 to Teartown.
Okay. That's entirely irregular.
It just shows the nature of the urgency of this request.
It's
That
a matter of
even-
great import.
That even the Archmage deems it as so.
Do you have proof that he deemed it so? It's such a highly irregular request that to break the rules.
Do
Is,
you, do you have a way of communicating with said Archmage? With Arg? From the bank?
from here, no. We'd have to try and navigate the maze that is the library. You don't see me doing that, do you?
No, I suppose not. Aren't you like wizards or something? Nobody here, some kind of speaking
Like you
to
can't
each
any
other
of you
with minds kind of thing? No?
do
Not me personally,
Uh,
I'm afraid.
I'm
I'm,
getting
I'm not. I'm not a transporter. I'm just one of the clerks.
Right. Well, that probably explains it.
so we'll
Guys.
need that letter of recommendation then, I guess.
Yeah. Which means...
What you do have is my word as a paladin of Tyr, and paladins of Tyr do not lie.
Paladin of Tyr. I haven't heard that. You. Are you there, Paladin of Tyr? I mean, the way you described it seems very fishy. Are you the one that they're after?
No.
Please.
No, that's
Please tell me.
Different paladin of
I don't know who may or may not
that's
be after
hilarious.
me.
I'm
Please.
sure-
Oh,
I'm
come on,
sure
you tell me.
Tyr
I'm
has-
not- I won't tell anybody.
I'm sure Tyr has more than one paladin on his team.
Yeah, there are
On his
lots
side.
of paladins up there. There's so many followers. Isn't that right, Krusk?
I mean, gossip's been spreading all over the place. What other paladin speaks like that?
Clearly.
There are certain dark powers that are moving against me.
I
Wow.
mean, you're lucky you're not in another city, because otherwise they'll take you straight up there. Whew.
Oh.
Oh, so it's totally... Okay, so it's fine. It's okay. It's not a
I
problem.
mean, you're not wanted here, are you?
I don't think so.
If he was the Paladin of Tyr, would that expedite our request?
What, to take you back to Tirtan? Why he would do that?
As I said, we have a
We must
situation that
set
is most
right.
dire. That
We must set
get.
right that which is wrong.
Man, I can see what I could do for you, but I mean, it's already going to cost you a pretty penny.
How
much?
How much?
Well, I don't know, 200, 400, 1,000 gold, maybe. I don't know.
Whoa, those are big
Why are you
leaps there.
jumping up?
I believe you started at 200.
You have to. I don't know. I have to ask. I mean, I don't make all the decisions here, you know. So, I'm just a clerk, but I'm just spitballing the numbers here, and I mean that's going to be per person, don't you know? Just so you're aware.
Who
I mean-
does make the decisions?
Who does the head clerk, of course.
Would it be possible to have a meeting?
Right.
The head...
Well, obviously you are not good enough for our prices, so we will go talk to the head clerk and talk to him about some business, okay?
Wait, how are you going to speak to him?
Could you request it? Could you set up a meeting with us? For him? With him?
Probably not after Turi just said that.
Well, I could, but I'm not anymore. She's right.
Nadia is pulling a rather done expression.
Question, what is your name?
What would I tell you that?
I like to know people's names.
Good thing you don't need to know my name.
I'm gonna mark his face in my mind.
I'm sure he's got a name badge. He can take his name down.
That's true. Has he got like a badge? Or...
Does he have a name badge?
Hi, my name is.
Turi has a list of names. Oh dear.
Does he have a name badge? That's very good. It's Alfie.
Alfie.
Alfie the
Alfie.
clerk.
And it's on his name badge.
He does have a name badge.
So, looking at it, looking at him, just being like, was that short for Alfred?
Maybe. Maybe not.
I have to say, what is very cute that you tried to be so manly about it, but it completely failed you. It was nice try. So, Alfie, hopefully we see you soon.
Go die.
No,
Bye-bye.
wait, Alfie. Alfie, this this is a matter of great import. This could affect the lives of everyone in this world.
Until we walk out the
The
shop.
fate of the gods
the-
itself
Terry,
hangs in the
really-
balance.
Terry,
Alfie,
go.
I'm gonna kind of like clap my hands on like his shoulders. Alfie, the world needs you.
While he's
I-
talking, while they're
I would
talking,
appreciate it if you take your hand off my shoulder, please.
while they're
And, yeah.
talking, I'm gonna whisper over to. Actually, I could use message. To Turi and say to her, while Krusk is being Krusk, why don't you ask one of the other clerks who don't know us yet to call the manager?
Need to redeem this guy.
So, Turi's was gonna leave the private room,
hmm
and after she does that, she's gonna look for the next clerk.
I'll take my hand off his shoulder as well.
Alfie just looks at you and says, I'd appreciate if you leave now, please.
Okay. I'll just turn and walk out.
So you go to the next clerk and says, hello, how may I help you today?
Could I speak to the head clerk, please?
I'm sorry, it's not in yet. How can there's anything I can do for you today?
What is the head clerk's name?
I'm sorry, I'm not at liberty to give names away as of
But you're wearing a name badge, and what does its name badge say?
His name badge says Noah.
But you're wearing a name badge, Noah, and quite frankly, I feel like if you're also available to give your name out on such a tag, then probably I can have the High Clerk's name.
Yes, you can have his name when he's in. But he's
Yeah,
not
that's
in
great.
at the
So
moment.
where's
So.
his office? Where can I wait for him?
I'm sorry, you have to wait for him out here. People don't come back very often. Or we have the side room available if you wish to wait there.
No, I'd like to wait for him in such an office or some kind of space with him. I mean, do you treat all your possible customers like this? I have not even opened an account yet, and you are already arguing with me.
Well, it's such a irregular thing that most things don't need the head clerk. He's only there to make sure at the end of the day the money is right.
Seriously?
I can handle the very same amount of things that the head clerk can. I don't. You're insulting me by assuming I can't even help you. I'm sorry.
I'm not suggesting that you can't help me, I'm suggesting that I need to talk to the head clerk.
What is that you need to talk to him about? I can
Well-
perhaps refer you on to him later.
Which is, yeah, probably.
Oh, you know, Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying to open an account earlier, and he was being very, very difficult.
Oh, you wish to make a complaint against Alfie? Okay. Thinks
Do you say?
thinks the inkwell into the parchment, and it's just a formal complaint.
Well, that's the thing. I would like to make a formal complaint to the head clerk in person.
Well, we can get it started, and then later on when he's here, I can hand it to him, and then once you come back, you can, or if you wait here, I can point him out to you. I'm afraid he's not here, so there's not much I can do.
When will
Well,
he
I
be in?
suppose that makes
When will he
sense.
arrive?
You wouldn't happen to know, but I'm assuming he's at home or sleeping or something along. When exactly does his shift start?
Well, the head clerk does what the head clerk does. He kind of turns up when he does.
God, what laxity.
Wow.
What kind of establishment are they running here?
I mean,
The one you wished you worked at.
you know, you're pretty strict on the rules. You're also pretty free with them.
I don't make the rules, I'm afraid. I only uphold them.
Understandable. You seem like a good egg, Noah. I like you. Don't trust that Alfie character. I don't like him.
Okay, so this is still a formal complaint you wish to make against
This
Alfie?
is a formal complaint? Yes.
Okay, so against Alfie, and your name is, madam?
My name is Talari.
God damn it.
Talari. Okay. And what is your surname? Are you you said so. You're not an account holder here.
No, I'm not an account holder here.
No account. Do you have a surname, Talari?
No, I do not.
Talari, no surname.
Just make it
Very
Smith.
well. Talari, okay, I will say Smith. Very
That's what I usually use.
Very well. That's generally the best idea. These are all the name we always use. Okay, and so to get it straight, you tried to open an account, but Alfie was rude. He declined service.
All of the above.
All of the above. Very well.
You should say
Okay,
sexual
I shall.
Get me in trouble.
I shall get that process to the head clerk, and if you come back later today, then perhaps we can get this all sorted.
I would also like to make it very clear that he is a liar and he made very terrible accusations against me and my friends. It was very, very rude. I was very surprised.
At this
Okay.
point, can I turn up? And,
Well, you come out of the room and see Turygurtha speaking to the clerk.
because I can probably overhear what she's talking about, at least now anyway.
Well,
If I had the option
the
to reply to
room
that
isn't
message, I would
necessarily
be curious as to whether it could
by
be.
the counters.
All right. Well, I'll walk over.
Mhm.
How far do I get into this? I mean, enough to need to know what that you're complaining about.
Yes, so you'd hear the fact he's complaining about
Okay.
Alfie.
Can I?
Not that she's used your name.
No, that's fair. I would like to make an addition that this Alfie claimed that the head clerk was not smart enough to deal with our request.
The head clerk was not smart enough. Okay. That didn't sound like Alfie, but okay.
Well, Not
Yes,
everyone.
like,
People
it
aren't
was
always.
very rude. We
people-
were both very surprised.
People are always
Weren't
very
we,
different in behind.
Nadia? We were both very surprised, weren't we, Nadia?
Yes.
Nadia hasn't come up to join the group.
Talari's
The
looking around.
sponsor, bother this poor bloke. Nadia has decided she is done with this shit and has left the bank. She's waiting for you guys outside with a distinctly unimpressed expression on your face when you come and look for her.
I mean,
Or if you come and look for her, but yeah, she hasn't gone over to help, like, you guys do whatever the fuck it is you're doing over there. She's just like, screw this.
I'll just say that Nadia's gone outside.
No, you're right here. She has. I apologize.
This is getting a bit out of hand also, I think.
She's so absolutely upset right now that she's completely forgotten herself.
I see. She'll kind of like turn and go. Yes. My friend is correct.
Yes, I am your friend Talari. Just remember that, okay?
There will be like a sharp look. Like, yes, Talari. Okay, I see.
Is there anything else to
I
add to this
apologize. She
complaint?
has, you know, forgetful spells sometimes when she gets surprised or shocked. She just forgets herself entirely.
Well, I guess I just had such a traumatic experience. I forgot myself.
Yes, exactly. It was so traumatic. That Alfie really has to go.
Very well. Anything else I can assist you with today?
No, I think that's pretty much it, right, Nadia?
Yes, yes, we're done here.
Yes, thank you so much, Noah. You have been excellent. I think you should also say on that report that you particularly deserve a raise and a promotion.
Well, this is a complaints form, but I will definitely make a note, a customer note, indeed.
Just mention it to the head clerk when he comes in. You've done really well. Really well.
Thank you. Okay. So you'll leave, I assume.
Yeah.
Whispering to Talari. Seriously, what is with you? Have you never had a situation where you have to improv before?
Not when someone else. No. Why?
You are going to need to practice because trust me, it comes up.
And don't use my name. Can't you at least come up with another name? Are you that unimaginative?
Yes!
You can't think of any other female name.
I spent my life in solitude training to be an assassin. What name do you expect me to
did you
remember?
not? Well, surely as an assassin, you know the people you were killing, so you probably had a large. Well, how many kills did you say you did? 100? What? None of them was a female elven person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you remember everything you did? Do you remember every person you've saved or in your cleric business?
No, because not all of them come in with their names. They are usually bleeding out of everything that they can bleed out of.
Yes, well, usually so are mine.
Well, yeah, but you're told. I'm not told. They just come in on stretchers, and we just say fix the leak.
And sometimes I'm just given a contract with a date and a description and a location. That's it.
Fucking unbelievable. Don't use my name again.
Okay, fine. Krusk is unigendered, right?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently.
Where is Krusk? Is he just has he just come out of like the office?
Where were you, Krusk? In this, the guy asked you to leave. Did you leave straight away with Nadia, or did you?
Yeah, I guess I would just follow Nadia. Yeah, kind of missed the conversation that these two were having.
It's probably best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Krusk would have kind of been like moping around that he couldn't get through to this Alfie guy.
Very well. So you'll come out. Nadia looks very nonplussed about having to wait much longer.
Sorry.
Well, we might as well go talk to this ARG. It doesn't look like... It looks like anything's going to really happen here.
Have you guys been running your mouth again?
Well, don't get me
Well,
started on what this one's been bloody
completely.
up.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Alfie character was rude.
What
You
the
were rude to him
fuck is-
first.
Doesn't matter. The customer is always right.
Well,
Or so
what
I
the
heard.
fuck have you been doing?
apparently I'm Nadia now and he's Talari.
Shh.
But we already have a Nadia. Actually.
Okay.
Don't we
I will
just?
explain all of this all the way to Arg, where we will talk to him about the necromancer. And on the way, I will explain very clearly to Krusk that I was trying to get a complaint on Alfie so that we could talk to the head clerk.
Very well.
To Krusk, as Krusk is able to understand.
I don't think there's enough walking space.
Probably take up the journey to the to Arg.
Yeah. So you get to the entrance of the church, and the doors are closed.
Push the door.
Oh yeah.
Knock open, the door does go in. Near the entrance, you see Ark.
Oh, well, that was
He's
easier than I thought.
He's currently standing in the main. You could assume the foyer area. It's still very heavily covered in books, but what you probably used to be a foyer way back when.
Right, we don't have to get lost in stairs.
I'll call over to him. Wizard Arg! We have returned, as promised.
I'll turn
Just-
to Turi and go, do you think he's going to teleport us to his office?
Just call me Ark.
Not.
Of course, Wizard Arg.
Or if anything, Archmage Ark. High
Archmage
Priest Ark.
Arg. Archmage
Anything.
Wizard Arg. we have returned.
Very well. As discussed yesterday, I have gathered some magical items from the library and some from the smiths to propose to you today, so that you could ascertain if you were so willing to do a favour for me in return for me to provide you another favour. If you'd like to come with me, please. We won't be going to my office. We're going to a room that's large enough for some of these items.
How big are the items?
You'll see.
How far is the room?
So you walk for about 5 minutes. It's basically still on the ground floor. It's a pretty open. You go in. It's a pretty open area. On the table, you see 10 items with. If there's a few chairs, it's still like high walls with books on them. You very much imagine like a billiard room, lots of brown leather seats with like green carpets and stuff, like a cigar room type thing.
Oh, isn't
On
it?
the table. On the table there are 10 assorted items. In there as well is a turtle.
A turtle? Oh,
Uh,
that's unusual.
Talari recognised the head of necromancy, who is in there as well.
I'll give her a little bow. Head nod.
And
Like, whatever.
and she returns your head nod.
I'm bowing.
So the turtle is wearing indigo robes with a blue hood, signalling to those of you who know or care the head of transmutation.
Ooh, I got that. Purple. Violet.
Indigo.
Indigo, right, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Violet's the divination.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was a bit confused. Right,
Yeah.
fine.
So
That's gotta cause some confusion.
What,
do you mean indigo and violet are different enough?
And you got blue as well. Indigo and blue. It's one slightly different like shade than the other. But yeah.
These guys are smart enough
I
to
don't
know
know,
the
I was
difference.
colourblind.
So you see the 10 items along the on the table. I will say so. Welcome all. Here with us today is Lun. He is the head of transmutation. He is the main curator of our magical items here, as well as guiding our students in creating a magical item. Now, we may have discussed somewhat before that magical items can be done by anybody, but to save the theory behind all of our heads knowing, Lun will know. Lun knows the majority of it all. With us there is also Yazas, which I believe Talari you met before.
Indeed.
She's here as John was a former student of hers, and so he can give us a best idea of his mindset if you were to take on this mission. Are we all agreed?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'll leave us to Lun, who will go through the magical items. So the first magical item he comes to is a single glove. He picks it up in his hand and says, "Ah, yes, this is the glove of Mistress Will. It is a specially gifted glove for those of us with magical intentions who can cast such spells and channel the magic through focuses. As you can see, this black silk glove is perfectly shaped to fit into any hand that so puts into it." And he puts his rather largeable tortoise hand into it, and you do see it like form and go into the glove. As you can see, there's crystal here in the middle and a gold pearl. So the main focus behind this is that you can use your magic to channel through it, and through it will give you some level of bonus to your abilities. Also, after some time, you will have some blood shards that can appear on the very collar of the glove. This can be used to generally empower yourself for some extra health and extra vitality to help you as you go. But I'm afraid you need to what's the word? You need to kill or end some creatures first, so that you could then propriety fill these blood orbs. These pearls here, the very edge as well, on the very outer edge, you can consume one of these. You pop it off and put it into your mouth if you are so willing, and it casts a spell on you. The spell is a very useful spell for us wizards. It's the spell of shield. It gives us a very bit of handiness against other spells coming at us, so that we don't are defenseless. As some of you may know, as weak. Our wizards are fairly weak in the vitality department, I'm afraid. Moving on next to these robes. So it's generally white silk robes they look like. She flashes them out. These are spell woven robes. These here are designed specifically for us wizards, really. Anybody can wear them, but first of all, to make sure that they work, you need to cast a spell. So we only really recommend to spell other spellcasters. These are the robes that we ourselves wear, and after you cast a spell, you can use whatever will you want to change the colours as you like. And to demonstrate, I'll change my own robes. Haha. He casts. He pulls out an orb and he turns it to gold, and then he taps it back and. It goes back to whatever the orb was, and he changes its colours to basically like Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat, like a rainbow.
Krusk will clap.
You see, that any of us can really wear it, but you need to cast a spell for it to activate, I'm afraid. For the bone. So in reality, for this one, you get your AC base becomes 11 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Wow. Okay.
It's really good. Wow.
That's really good.
But you have to cast a spell for it to activate first. And it doesn't require attunement. The first glove does require attunement first.
Would a cantrip work at that?
No, you need to be
A spell
above
class
level 1.
Right.
Yeah. Comes down, this is the tankard. It's a very useful tankard, you see, because anything you drink out of it will become inert. So if you put the poison in there, you drink it, it won't happen. You put down the alcohol in there, you can drink it, and nothing will happen to you. It's very useful for drinking games.
What? No effects of alcohol? What?
Well, you can
Why
still
would you
taste.
want
You can still
That's a
taste
curse
the
item.
alcohol.
I don't
That's the
think
first
that's what
time.
Thoradin drinks.
You can certainly still taste the alcohol if you so wish, but you can drink all night long and it will not affect you as long as it's drank from this very tankard. It may or may not interest you, maybe not, I don't know.
Reason I drink. The effects.
So the next is the Tempest gloves. These they very much look more like boxing gloves,
Ooh, okay.
or a lot more close to the stuff that boxers wear underneath their gloves, like the white wraps around their fists. These are Tempest gloves. They more akin to fist wraps, I suppose, but whatever you will. Whatever, while you're wearing them, the wearer can jab and punch for the slightly extra buff of theirs. That my hand's slightly too big, I don't want to tear it, but anyone who wears it will basically be able to punch and fight this slightly harder and faster. And for the bonus, you get magical fists. Huzzah! Hooray for magical fists.
What do you mean by magical fists?
Well, you see some creatures out there in the world that they are resistant to the normal sword or the normal axe, and so you need a bit of extra magical around the edges to make sure that it cuts through them extra hard. These wraps do that extra bit of around the edges for you, just to get you over the edge.
Mechanically, what's that bonus?
+2 to attack and damage rolls
Unarmed.
for unarmed strikes.
And obviously magical hits. I mean, you get those anyway eventually as a monk anyway, but...
Exactly.
Yeah, +2 is quite nice.
It's very handy though. There are a lot of normal resistant
Considering
monsters
that would be
out there.
like per hit as well, I would imagine, because
Yeah.
I guess it's set, so... Like, hitting
Just
twice,
+2.
and I guess flurry of blows would
+2 is like
be
amazing. I'm pretty
insane
sure
with the
it's
amount of
like
times you
worth it.
hit.
Yeah,
That would be quite useful.
that would be quite useful.
I think the next one's for Dan's character.
Oh yeah.
This Warhammer you see is
His eyes light up.
so
That's so good.
this Warhammer has obviously it's more of a square, and on one side it has an eye with 3 lightning bolts on one side, and the other face is it's just pretty much like polished obsidian. It looks like the shaft is copper with black stuff around it, and for those you could recognise the orcish runes that you decide to read. Well, he will. This Warhammer has orcish runes written on the shaft. I asked the student to read it one time, and he said that it gave some kind of glory to the Tempest domain. So any of those Tempest gods, so Talus, Grumpsh, all those thunder gods, basically. This has 4 times a day. You can give yourself an extra bit of oomph to an attack. Twice a day, you can, in the name of very much thunder, it seems, you can knock a very large, huge, almost creature to the back and prone if you're able to land the hit. And once, most spectacularly, during the rain, you can cause lightning itself, and within a certain area, everything in around you will be knocked by lightning and fall backwards and take a level of thunder damage.
That seems like pretty bad for a group
That's
that
pretty
has
cool.
mostly people up close and personal.
I can take it.
Well, it's useful for the range. That's why we need the range.
So it's 4 charges to give you a +10 to the attack roll.
Oh my god.
Well, that's just
wow.
the attack roll. That's the hit though. That's not damage.
That's like a guaranteed
Not
hit,
damage.
though.
Yeah, but I can
Still
use
a
my
attack
great
roll.
weapon master.
Yeah, it would count.
Wow,
It's-
yeah,
that's
so that
just
basically
doesn't-
means...
-5 +10.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You need for that. I don't think that doesn't count. 'Cause it says
I can't
either,
use
I think
both.
I think it says either a heavy weapon.
Close to
I think-
two-handed own. I'll have a quick look while you're doing that.
What for
The,
great weapon master?
half of it is you can use for any
Oh, I
weapon,
see,
but
yeah.
the first half is not. For
Yeah, heavy
2
weapon,
charges,
yeah.
for 2 charges, you can knock a huge or smaller creature back 10 foot and prone if you hit. And the last charge, all creatures in a 15-foot radius make a dexterity saving throw. All have failed, knocked back 5 feet and fall prone and take 8d8 thunder damage.
8
On a successful save, they take half as much and are not knocked back or prone. That's
They're gonna
only
attack
available once raining, and that charge reset. Once you use it, you have to wait 4 days for it to restart.
That's insane.
And
That's
I'm
insane.
assuming that's around the person as well, so that's emanating
Yeah.
from
Yes.
you.
from the source.
I'd have to run in to
Yeah,
the
you'd have to
group.
run in and do that.
And we'd have to run out.
Yeah. I think
What's the
that's
radius? 15
I
foot.
mean, I can do
50
that.
foot, and it's a +1 Warhammer.
nice. It's always handy anyway.
Nadia and Krusk would have to disengage.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Worth it though.
I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you how you decide to take on the weapons and stuff. I'm not. I'm just here to give you options. Really. It's up to you to decide to take it or not.
Yeah,
This here is the shield of protection, and you see very much it's a shield with a helmet on it. Pretty much the helm, the god of protection. This shield is about twice as effective as a normal shield, and it's very handy for what you can imagine. So yes, this does give you +4 instead of +2.
Wow, that would
That's
give
pretty
me
good.
21 armor class
That's
if I
pretty good.
use that.
That
pretty
is
good.
insane.
I'll be seriously tanky.
That's what
Again,
you are the
you
tank.
I mean, you already have a shield already with you, so
I was going to say,
That's
Nadia
true.
could use it.
yeah.
Nadia also has a shield. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
options
she's
are
also
abound.
got a shield already, but you know.
Options abound.
+4. That's insane.
This here is the shadow shawl. So it's a light grey shawl, as you can see. It's fairly opaque, but which is very good. It's generally recommended for the Drow, as recommended by Yazas, as we Argus said that one of you was a Drow. So when you wear this hood, if you lift it up, it
That'll be me.
you can, if you wear the hood, you're not affected by your normal Drow light sensitivity,
Wow.
Wow, that's like
That's
perfect
it.
for you.
That's it.
which is fairly handy for some of the Drow, and
That's
I understand.
You've got a tough choice, man.
Complains constantly about the sunlight.
You've got a tough choice between the shawl and the gloves.
Oh god, yeah.
I would
This
take
here-
the gloves personally, but yeah, that's.
You seem to get around like well enough.
Is there a disadvantage to it?
Like you haven't. Yeah, you
Yeah,
haven't.
no.
actually-
Sunlight?
I think if he
But
ever gets
we haven't
exposed to
hit it
direct
yet.
sunlight, it's bad.
it's
but
bad, yeah.
as long as he
But-
covers up, it's okay.
The minute we're in an open plane and it's bright sunlight, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite bad for Drow, I think.
Which
but,
I imagine would be what Kellenvor's going to be like.
Well, just wrap up.
Dead,
Just wrap like a
yeah.
cape.
Unless it's cloudy, I am screwed. Oh,
Next up,
That's
yeah.
the choice you've got.
fucking hard. Okay.
Next up here, we have the Relentless Bulwark. This is fairly heavy shield. It's generally recommended by a cleric or a paladin, but
Ooh.
Ark said you were one of those.
Constantine puts his hand up.
That's you. Okay. There's a certain number of charges, and you can use it to cast the Shield's Face spell.
Shield of faith.
It's pretty good.
It has a number of times you can do that. I think it's 6, if I recall correctly. And while holding the shield, you can use a bonus action to do the Shield of Faith, as I just said. And if you fail a saving throw that tests your metal, then while you're concentrating on this Shield of Faith spell, you can use your reaction in battle to expend such another charge, and
Wow.
it maintains. So it's fairly useful or not.
Oh, I've got to go for that because that means I can swap out my level 1 because I've already got Shield of Faith as level 1. It means I can take something else.
This only of you clerics here. Any of you? Okay, I'll skip over this shield then. Sorry, everybody. It was the Aegis of Radiance, just for you know. So from the smiths, we have a selection of weapons, but they only let us take one. So this is the weapon. So they made a few of these weapon of warnings, but you must pick only one. We have a few to pick from, but they must all be returned apart from the one that you pick if you so choose. You have advantage on initiative rolls, which is very useful for the group of you if you are in combat, I suppose. And you and your friends, at last, within, I believe it's in a certain radius, can't be surprised, except when they are incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep, which is very friendly to those of you who are making camp, I believe. And if you are about to enter a fight of some sorts, if any of you and your friends are asleep within the range, you will be able to arise and wake up, which is very friendly, as I've happened to make an alarm call, I suppose. So a bunch of initiative. anyone within the 30, any friend in the 30 feet radius can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep, and awakens you and your friends if anyone sleeping naturally when combat begins.
Mhm.
This last item here is the Mace of Disruption. It's very effective against fiends and undead. Once you hit them, they take an extra bout of radiant damage, and if they're fairly hurt, they have to maintain their visage, or otherwise they are destroyed. But if they still are able to maintain themselves, they become scared of you and have to run away, effectively.
Seems like a useful thing considering our upcoming fight.
And there also emits a bright light within a certain area and another dim light within further. So it's fairly handy in the dark as well, I find.
This is the mace. Sorry.
It's the base of disruption. So if you hit a fiend or undead with a magic weapon, they take 2d6 radiant damage.
Wow.
If they have 25 HP or less, they have to pass a saving throw or be destroyed. On a pass, they become frightened of the person with the mace, and while it's held, it emits a bright light in 20-foot radius and a dim light for another 20.
That's
So-
really good as well.
It's fairly good for darkness as well. So
Considering what we're going to be doing, an
Yeah.
anti-undead mace sounds
I
like a
al-
good idea.
I already have like a magic weapon though. It's difficult to pick between them both.
it's up to you to decide
Yeah.
what you want.
I pretty much know.
That's
what
the
I'm
only thing there that Nadia's tempted by, mind you.
I'm pretty much know what I want.
I think I know what I'm probably going to end up having.
Yeah, I'm sorted.
Oh, I'm into mine.
So how does it
So-
work?
Well, let's
Like,
do that. I'll
So,
do them-
so
I'll
the
do-
question is,
Yeah.
the question is for you guys:
Oh, yeah.
is these items worth taking on a necromancer for? Because it's not going to be easy. Some of you, it's an ARG in character saying. Some of you may be hurt. Some of you may die. That is something that I can't control. I can only give you what I can in this. So please take some time to talk amongst you and really think on what you wish to do, because it's not something to be taken on lightly.
Ah, no, we're good. We can take him.
What if we
That
switch
is
the deal
your
with maybe
opinion.
2 magic items?
Yeah, can we
So-
not pay for other ones?
must be quite expensive.
I mean,
Mm.
you just said it yourself. You're basically sending us to our death. I think it's only fair that we should be very well compensated.
We
Even
don't
if,
want
even if on the extra ones we just pass those, we keep only one but pass the others back. It makes sense to have us equipped as much as we can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to waste these items. Who else
But
are
if-
they going to go to?
But if we are to fall in combat, then these items could
Krusk,
fall into the hands of the
Krusk,
necromancer.
Krusk, quiet.
We won't fall in combat because we'll be so well equipped with
Yeah,
the
come on,
items.
Krusk. Where's your confidence in us?
No, I do have faith in the group. We shall not fail you, wizards. An archmage.
And
So
Turtle.
have you decided that we're absolutely doing this then?
Well, what
Seems
do you
to be
think?
the best
What do
course of
you
action.
What do you believe, Nadia?
Before you say that, we let us leave so that you're not feel like you have to say anything for our benefit.
Having a row in public?
They can leave us with the items.
Well, they're leaving you in
Let's
the
just go.
room,
I mean,
and there's only one in, one way in, one way out. So,
No windows.
and they know what items there are. So it's kind of obvious if you.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
nick
pretty
them.
certain that trying to steal one would not be a good idea.
no.
So anyway, so the three do leave. You can imagine that they are just outside the other side of the door. So if you, once you're done, you can step outside and call them back in if you wish.
As
Okay,
they do leave, I will be
Hush,
kind of
whispers.
pick up the warhammer, just like
Yeah.
hit it
I mean-
around. Yeah.
It's not lighter than your other Warhammer, obviously.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm.
Well, these are all very good items.
Uh-huh.
I can see a lot of benefits for me personally,
Absolutely.
but is it worth the risk?
Yes. even setting aside the items, it's our quickest way to get to Tear Town, and the bank don't seem
Is
likely
it though?
to accommodate us.
Well, is Arg? I can't remember. Did Arg basically say that
If we help him, he'll give us the letter.
If
he
recommendation.
won't
we
give us a letter
help
without
him.
it?
No.
Yes,
Of course.
that was our payment.
Right.
We still
the
have
favour.
the opportunity to
It is
talk
already.
to the head clerksman and come up with a deal.
I honestly don't think that's going to bear
What
fruit.
What did you say to them? Because you insulted that one guy.
I basically just said that the one guy I insulted, he was pretty rude and wasn't a very good person and was a liar and I probably cost him his job, but I had to be done so that we could then talk to the head clerksman. So it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. The point is,
Turi,
we still have the
Turi.
opportunity. Yeah?
Turi.
Yep.
Have you considered that the person you were talking to might be friends with the first guy, and you've just dissed his mate to his face?
Well, hold on a second here. We are talking about people in work. They have to be professional. If someone is rude to a customer, it has to be formally complained.
If that was
Like
true,
I
they would.
formally
Yes.
complained it.
If that was
But
true,
nothing stops them writing down the complaint and then spending the next 10 minutes taking the piss out of you and putting it in the bin.
That would be most unprofessional of them.
That would be incredibly
I don't-
unprofessional.
well,
yes.
that Alfie wasn't exactly professional. What if they're all
I mean-
like that?
Perhaps
Yes,
he's new.
I found Nora very, very professional.
I mean, either way, I don't think the bank will be willing to help us. It didn't seem hopeful, and the price was quite steep. We don't have
The
that kind of
other
gold.
question is, do we ignore the bank, try to catch up to the conjurer,
No, it'll
and
take
then
too long.
straight to Tear Town with him?
It'll take
Perhaps
too
he could
long.
get us there faster.
It would only take, what, 3 days? Remind me, Matt, how long it would take, like the quickest way to
I
go?
thought it was a week.
Did I write it down?
I thought it was at least a week.
Essentially,
You did. No, it was a week if we went over land, but if we went by boat, it was faster.
yes.
It was like 4 days or something.
Yes.
I think that's pretty risky. We can't really afford to lose extra days.
You
And-
have to get a ship to
Contour is
Eadrenus, and
moving
then from
slower.
Eadrenus to Tear Town is about 2-3 days. So it's in theory quicker.
So let's say we got there in 2-3 days.
Okay. By boat is this, or by teleporting?
Either.
If
Either,
we
okay.
go to face the necromancer, we will at least cost ourselves 4 days. It will be today's prep. It will be tomorrow's journey. A day looking for him, and then fighting him, at least,
And then,
and then coming back.
and then, we've been smashed about by a fight with a dangerous necromancer who is quite capable of killing us. If we all make it back, we're not all going to make it back in a good shape. How many fights have you taken on while still in a shitty shape from the last one? Because it sucks.
We could just rest on the way back.
It's doable.
That's
We
the
have
thing.
we have a healer
Yeah.
with us.
But
Why
Just
can
the
it
healer.
only last
need
so long?
rest.
Yeah.
It will be another day. What I'm saying is, time-wise, if we want to go after a high priest, we are better off going now than going after a necromancer and coming back. The question is, are these magic items worth the trouble and the risk that he will get away from our grasp?
I think- These items do give us a big edge in the fight to come. Oh,
Yeah,
have we lost
not
our...
just this fight.
No, you haven't
next
lost
fight.
me.
Oh,
I
okay.
hear you.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, it'll give us a big edge.
So for
The
reference,
issue is the hurdle we get to before we get to that fight. That's the issue.
the boat takes 2 days to Eadrenus and 3 days to Tear Town by cart, and if by cart 3 days to Certus Deep and 4 days to Tear Town by cart.
Okay,
Without
so it'd take us
teleportation.
like,
So it's shaving 2 days by going by boat.
yeah.
But the boat's still longer than teleporting, right?
Yeah, because the teleport's
It'd be
instant.
1 to 2 days.
Okay, I think we should, because we get the magic items and we get to Tear Town quicker,
Yeah.
and we eliminate the threat of the necromancer.
Well,
But we don't get to Tear Town quicker because we have to eliminate the necromancer. We have to take the time to get to the necromancer.
But we can
and
leave. We
kill-
can leave
sorry,
immediately.
arrest the necromancer after finding him on an island. Have you tried to find a single person on an island? It is very difficult.
surely the divination person would, if Arg spoke to their divination person, we can find out exactly where they are.
Yeah.
It must be like a fortress or something, or like a camp.
And they must have information on where he is.
Well,
Yeah.
a divination person is.
Sleep and lie?
Sorry.
I don't. Do you know when necromancers sleep and lie? I do not.
No, but even if we get a divination person, we can find the head of divination. We can find out at least where they are, like roughly. They're not going to move that quickly from that area.
Also, he must be sleeping in a structure of some kind. I doubt he'd be just out, like, camping on the island, so there must be, like, a...
We camp.
We do. But, he might... It's
Yeah,
unlikely.
but he's physically staying there.
And he's trying to organise an army and everything at the moment, so he'd need somewhere to, plan and...
Well, that's the other question. We have to get past an army, possibly.
Yep.
That will take time.
Yeah, we may not even be in a fighting state by the time we get to the necromancer.
I have faith in the abilities of the group. And so
I
does
have
I.
faith in
You
us
have
as
faith
well.
in an awful lot of things, Krusk, and most of it is very misplaced.
We are chosen by the gods. They would not choose their champions lightly.
I have faith
Yeah,
in
part of what you get chosen by the gods for is not being a total twit, although in your case, I'm not sure it counts.
They must have their reasons, and this necromancer isn't the kind of threat that we should turn our backs on, even if it was to no benefit for us.
No, but the question is it worth risking losing the priest again?
The magical items described by the wizards are powerful indeed. I think it would be wise to take them.
Is it worth losing any of us in this?
None of us will fall. I will ensure it.
How the fuck are you going to do that?
With by fighting true and fighting hard.
How many good people have you seen die, Krusk?
Ooh, good question.
Might be a good question.
There's good.
We must not look to the past. We must look forwards.
How many?
That's
Krusk?
a cop out now.
Oh, so difficult.
Nadia is like full on glaring at Krusk.
We can't allow the fear of death to stop us from doing this. We knew this would be dangerous when we set out.
So you just don't give a shit then?
That's not really what I said at all. I said the fear of death shouldn't dissuade us from doing things, right?
It is not necessarily just the fear of death. I do not want to lose the High Priest again. This is the most opportune moment we have had in weeks.
But going to the Necromancer is the quickest way to get to the High Priest because
No.
it is. It'll shave us a day off.
No, only if we manage to find him and kill him in basically the same day. I do not see that happening. I see us having to fight for an army, and then I see us having to eventually get to him after fighting for an army, which will weaken us, and we will need rest.
Even if it takes us an extra day, though, we still get there at the same time as the boat, and we get the bonus of the magic items. So either way, even in the worst case scenario, we're better off because the magic items are very powerful.
Well, worst case scenario, Krusk, is that we all die.
And so Krusk will
That is
die.
very true.
Will not happen.
I cannot.
You keep saying that.
I mean, Crest's not naive enough to say that. He's
Okay.
not that
I
naive.
don't
It's more trying to put on like a brave face, but I mean,
He's
even
naive. He's just being.
the question is do we accept the risk of someone falling, which is always a risk. Even going after the priest, one of us, or maybe more of us might die, but is that going to
Yes.
stop us going after him?
It's but going after
Death
the
will
priest is
usually
the
stop you
actual
doing
fucking
things, Krusk.
point.
So, what, are we all expecting everyone to die in this whole quest?
No, going
I
after the
think
priest has got an
it would be-
actual point in what we're doing
So has
Unless-
this. How has this not got a point in what we're doing?
because, as far as I can tell, it hasn't got anything to do with this cult. And so
but
it's just yes, it would get us an advantage.
Big
But
enough.
it's also a very great risk. And if we get fucked up by this necromancer, all the plans we have for finding this priest are going to go right out the window.
That's true, but I
Oh.
think it's worth the risk. I think the benefit outweighs the risk.
I think it should be a vote.
Ooh.
It's the only way to decide it at this point. I have an opinion that I do not think it will be quicker to go to the Necromancer, and I think it will be quicker to go straight to the High Priest. Krusk is also of the opinion that the magic items and the Necromancer is a faster option. Nadia and Talari also agree that the risk of going to the Necromancer is possibly going to get us all killed. So,
Also, we do have to bear in mind that Turi went and insulted the bank, so they might not want to teleport us even if we kill a dozen bloody necromancers.
I
The
mean,
word of the Archmage will only go so far. He doesn't rule them. They can do whatever they like.
that's also a fair point.
He did seem open to it when we mentioned, because he asked us,
That
do
was-
you have proof of
Yeah.
what the
But that
Archmage
was
said?
before you annoyed. That's before Turi.
Yeah, but I
annoyed
mean, insulting like a floor work is not going to change like what the head clerk does based on what the Archmage says.
them. We don't
Oh
know.
yeah? Would you be?
Do you think it's-
Would you like somebody who had called your underling, like insulted your underlings, and who probably your underlings have been making out to you to be a complete and utter jackass for the last half an hour?
I quite frankly.
I think this is this is a big bank, right? This is an organisation that spans the entire country. I don't think they're going to change their policy based on whether you are mean or not to one of their floor clerks.
That is their policy.
Do not be rude to staff.
I'm sure
I mean-
establishments don't tolerate, verbal
mean,
abuse.
Before we vote, I just want to
Sign.
stress that these magic items are very powerful, and in the best, obviously it's not guaranteed, but the best case scenario is we shave a whole day off of our time, and we're much stronger for it.
Thoradin, you've been quiet in this whole affair. What's your take on this?
Can't get a word in.
Well done.
Nice.
Well,
I completely agree with Krusk, to be honest. I think the benefit outweighs the risk, and I think we're a powerful enough group. I think together with enough strength. But the only thing is, if we can get enough information on the necromancer to find out his whereabouts, someone's going to know something.
Well, as I said,
And like
the head of-
Talari said, head divination can probably give us some of that information. And then that could shave off a day, that could shave off half a day. And I think it'll be a quicker method.
And who knows, maybe the head of necromancy will be able to give us some hints so we don't all die. Potentially.
Wise words, Thoradin.
Yeah. Also, I kind of need a sacrifice, so yeah. Necromancer seems like a good method.
Paladin?
I mean, someone's got to bring it up.
Thoradin, surely you jest.
We could find a sacrifice at subtlety. You don't need to mention that right now.
Wait, what is this about sacrifices?
Don't worry. The point is, let's talk.
Turi, no. That makes me worry, Turi. Who the fuck are you sacrificing and why?
And to who?
I just want to kill these murderous, evil bastards.
Yes, I agree. I just
Yeah.
want to kill some murderous people.
No. You have fucking said it now. You're gonna fucking explain.
Explain what?
Hey, so about sometimes.
I said
And why.
sacrifice. Evil
Just-
people have to die.
You
No.
know,
Killing
That
isn't
happens.
sacrificing. Two very different things.
obviously Thoradin is just confused.
It's not really.
Right, Thoradin?
It's not really relevant, to be honest. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna kill the priest quicker. It's not gonna kill
Yeah,
the
could
necromancer
we,
quicker.
like, we can
Yeah.
discuss
We'll
this whatever journey we take.
we,
right
yeah,
now,
we
let's
can do that on the
focus
boat. Let's not.
decision
Let's not.
at
Let's
hand.
not. Yeah. Let's not worry about that now. But
Look, Nadia, I give you my word. After we have decided what we do here, on the road, or the sea, whatever, I will explain what Thoradin meant.
You're getting a raised eyebrow of disbelief.
I am a woman, my word, and I will explain. Now, I still think there should be a vote.
Yeah, it seems like it's 3-2.
This is a mistake to walk away from these weapons.
We should probably see if
If we can
If
find
we
out
get-
where he is.
we can find out where he is, and if Yazis can give us some extra useful insight. If we can get those two things, I think we have a better chance.
Seems
Because
like-
it will save us.
Consider it.
We'll save time, and we're more likely to not die.
Also, when you get notice on the boat, Talari and Krusk, as you're
Sorry?
going on a boat to Tear Town,
Mhm.
That's
that the
gonna.
route?
Well, I can change my face. That's
So
not
that's-
really an issue. But
Yeah.
That's true. It's also
That-
more
that
chance
could
we
be an
get
issue,
discovered.
but
that's
because
gonna
we're
be-
getting teleported straight.
That's
You don't sail to
Yes.
Tear Town. There's no port in Tear Town. You sail to Yadrinus and then you go travel by land.
carting.
Oh right, then it's
But that's also
We'd
risky
have to
then
get an
because
additional cart as
we
well.
have to
'cause
get a
obviously our cart's
cart. We have to get, yeah, we might get accosted on the road as well.
yeah. There's more risk of that.
Yeah, and we are wanted in Tear Town. What if they have guards out searching for us? It would be better to teleport straight into the city.
Yeah.
In fact, that's a very good point, Thoradin, which I didn't consider. We might run into trouble. Maybe not on the boat, but yeah, definitely on land. There's a good chance that we run into something or run into
Because
trouble.
we're guaranteed to get into Tear Town via teleportation.
Right.
Yeah.
My belief in this is at the moment it's not worth the risk. If we can reduce that risk, then I'm willing to change my mind.
But then there's a risk we don't get into Tear Town at all if we go by land.
Well, the bloody mage will have to go in. We could sneak in with him.
There's a lot of unknowns compared to us just teleporting into the town.
Yeah, unless you have a foolproof way to
Well,
get both Talari and
All right,
Krusk.
say we teleport into Tear Town. Where's the priest?
We'll find him.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No. Where's the priest? We're no bloody closer to him than we would be standing outside the town walls.
But
Yeah, but you might not get into Tear Town.
yeah, that's the issue. We might not
Yeah.
even get inside.
Yeah, but we still would be no fucking closer. And also, if we're inside Tear Town and people are looking for us, like, you're just gonna get fucking arrested again or kicked out. And
Oh,
then
well.
we're back to the same place.
That's the same problem we have either way. Like either way,
Yeah.
like we'll
Yeah.
have that problem. So
But if the conjurer hasn't arrived yet, the high priest will get impatient. He will try a different method.
that's
And
why
as
we need to
know,
shave a
his other
day off the
methods are
time.
by the road and then by sea.
The conjurer.
Actually, no. That could work to our advantage. If we don't want to go into Tear Town and the conjurer doesn't arrive, the priest will have to leave some other way. He will have to walk out.
We'll
At
take
which point,
Yeah.
We can grab.
yes.
Or
It's quite risky, I think.
oh no, because he knows our face.
Oh, because
Shit.
the necromancer's not risky at all.
That's true, but the necromancer, at least we get there in possibly the shortest possible time, which gives us the most time to react to unknown.
Oh yeah,
Now-
but we also get there in the most obvious way. And the
Doesn't have to
fucking
be
priest
obvious.
will
We
go,
could disguise
if,
ourselves.
if he's got any sense, he'll go, oh shit, there's that paladin that rumbled me. Leg it, lads.
We could disguise ourselves, teleporting to
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because wearing a big hat is really going to throw him off.
Meeting with the head of conjuration might not necessarily be a bad idea. If we can orchestrate with him that when he does his said teleport, he teleports the head priest into an ambush set up by us, that could be
genius idea.
that would work into our advantage. However, that would require a favour from Arg.
So
Which
either
means
way,
we're back to the pissing necromancer again.
Unfortunately, but it might be our best bet. Because that is our
Well-
other issue, is not only finding, as you said, said high priest, it's getting into Tear Town, and
Also,
separating him
if
from
we
his
try and do
guards.
anything, if we try and do anything nasty to him in Tear Town, we're going to be absolutely
Indeed.
shafted.
But by being allied with the head of conjuration, not only do we never have to set foot in Tear Town, we get to set up our ambush on our terms, and only have to fight the high priest, and have the head of conjuration to help us in said fight.
That is a really good point.
It's a
But
good plan,
You don't
yeah.
If he's
necessarily
good.
need
But it also requires an
our
necromancer.
seal of approval
It would
to talk
unfortunately-
to the conjurer.
Indeed, and we can get that through Arg, but obviously we'll need to help Arg.
No, but we don't necessarily need the seal of approval. The conjurer has already been warned to delay for a particular reason.
not to help
What
us.
we need to do is
Yeah.
convince
And teleporting
Help-
a priest
help-
into an ambush
well,
is quite a
the
big
thing
ask
is,
as
this,
well.
Yeah.
this could, in theory, set up a war between Tear Town and Azuth City. So this has to be handled delicately,
Yeah.
which we will
Yeah.
need someone who is diplomatically skilled, such as the Archmage, to help with this. I don't like the idea of facing a necromancer, but to me this plan seems to be our best shot.
I mean, I think the thing about the necromancer is that if, assuming it goes well, it gives us the best possible chance of dealing with this threat,
if
Yeah.
it goes well.
which is what we need to take, right? Even if it's a risk, we need to try and give ourselves the best possible chance.
I suggest, right, 3 things need to be satisfied for us to kill this necromancer. Find out from the head of divination where he is. At least we can get a general location.
I mean,
Saves
Arg might
us-
know.
Saves
Anyway,
us some
we can
time,
ask him as well.
potentially. Depends who's got scrying. Second, any information that the head that Yazis can give us on necromancy or her pupil that we can use to our advantage, even if it's a mental thing, like, I don't know, hate rabbits, whatever. Third thing, if Arg is willing to have the head of conjuration assist us with this plan. If those 3 things are satisfied, that plan is our best bet.
I don't think the third one is mandatory. I think that's obviously a good plan, but even so, even if he can't get the head of conjuration on our side, he doesn't want to get involved to that extent. The first 2,
Well, the head
Still
of
give us a
conjuration
good
can
chance.
simply claim it was a misfire.
yeah, but you know, they might
Teleportation
not want
magic.
to.
Teleportation magic is a fickle magic. It doesn't
I mean,
necessarily
we
land where you hit.
We should ask, but I'm just saying I don't think the third condition should be mandatory.
I think it should.
It's asking quite a lot. And if they tell us the first 2 things, again, that gives us the best possible chance of getting the necromancer, getting there in the best.
It's
Form
not all
possible.
about thinking about one step ahead, Krusk. It's all about thinking about multiple.
Yeah,
It's all
but
well and good having magical items geared to the teeth, teleported into the heart of Tear Town, but that serves us no purpose.
it's pretty big benefit. I
No,
wouldn't say
not
it's
really,
no
Krusk.
purpose.
Because it puts us in a centre of a place where we're wanted criminals. The
And what are
the
you
bank is
gonna
in the
do?
centre of town.
What are you going to do? Kill the guards who are simply doing their jobs and don't know any better?
Your fellow tier men.
We'll
Yeah.
deal with that when we get there.
No, we
Oh,
won't.
will
Krusk,
we?
No,
What's it called?
that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't.
Everything will work. Everything. It's all right, guys. Krusker's got this. Everything will work out fine.
I'm just saying that it gives us the
She
best.
rolls her eyes like really
Well,
hard.
I'm just saying that the necromancer does give us the best possible chance,
Well,
doesn't it? Like
as-
you're not. What other plan would give us the same chance of success?
As we're voting, and this is a group decision, how does everyone feel about this plan?
I think that if we had the information on the necromancer and the conjurer was willing to help us ambush the priest, then it would be worth the risk.
Agreed. Turi? As our head assassin, you can set up said ambush to be the most
Look,
effective.
Don't get me wrong, the ambush plan is excellent. I do think that even without Ark's approval, we could probably do some convincing with the Conjurer. But I understand your point, and letter from Ark is going to do far better than any convincing that we can do and be a more definitive option. I just don't like the amount of time it will take, and I do not want to lose the High Priest again.
True. But, as we know, the head of conjuration is not going to get there until we do. And the head of conjuration is to meet with the high priest.
Yes,
Anyway,
but the question
we
is if the
cannot
High Priest
physically.
gets impatient.
If we have him
That
on,
is what I'm worried about.
well, as long as it sounds like if he was okay. Let me start again. If the priest was so keen to move physically, he wouldn't have asked the head of conjuration to travel all that way to teleport him. I don't think he's gonna mind if we delay for a day or so. And plus, bandits on the road are a common occurrence. I'm sure he can claim, traffic. you know.
Oh, sorry. The bandits are terrible this time of year.
Exactly. There's a bloody giant in the way. Fucking Surtur's Deep people trying to kidnap me or whatever.
It's a good plan. It's fine. If we all die, though, blaming Krusk.
Yep, Krusk, if
It's
we die, I'm haunting the fuck out of you.
Every
How
plan
do
has
you
its
haunt
risks.
him if he's a ghost?
Well, if he's well, in
Haunt
heaven,
each other,
we'll
right?
haunt each other. Thoradin, how about you?
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. All for it. Sounds like a good plan.
I guess we get them in here then.
Yeah,
Mm.
pull them back.
Discuss our, requirements.
Also, guys, I gotta leave soon.
That's fair.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So I am conscious of time. So now that I got an agreement from you guys, what you intend to do for next session, shall I leave it here?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Although we do
before we-
intend to ask for more information before we actually make a decision.
True, but we've got an intent from you guys, which is the key thing. And before we properly do sign off, That plan from Talari is awesome.
And Matt had
And-
absolutely not thought of that.
And there are definitely not. And that certainly does require a point of inspiration.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That is
Ooh.
brilliant.
Thank you.
Nice.
So we shall see what happens next week. We'll discuss it with Arg.
All right then.
Cool.
End it there. 3, 2, 1.